Coach, thank you for joining us. If you don't mind, we'll take an opening statement before questions.
Yeah, that's not a pretty weekend for Gopher hockey, I can tell you that. But a lot of times, coach can tell you, you can maybe see it coming. You can have an inkling. There's no way that our staff had any inkling that this was going to happen. So this one blindsided us. We've been awful good at time for most of the year. But Wisconsin came in here more determined. I was very impressed with how they maneuvered through the weekend, blocking shots, back pressure, made it very difficult on us. We stubbed our own toe tonight with the penalties right off the bat, and we chased the game the rest of the way and had to go through 3 goalies, and that's usually not a very good sign.
With that, we'll open up for questions. Jess Meyers, go ahead.
Bob, a couple of weeks ago, you mentioned that every team has a series you throw in the trash. I mean, did you talk about that with your team with this one?
Nope, this doesn't go in the trash. You wear this one.
Randy Johnson, go ahead, Jess.
Just you teach lessons from this one?
Yeah, I mean, I think the biggest thing we have to do is not, we just scored 30 goals in a 4-0 stretch and not get too high. And we're not going to dissect this down to the bone and think the world's falling. I mean, this stings and this hurts. The truth's in the middle, and we got to get back to that ground quick.
Thank you.
Randy Johnson, if you still have a question, go ahead.
Yep. Yeah, Bob, Ben Meyers' goal got you back into 2-1. Did you feel you were getting the game turned the way you needed it to at that point?
Yes. But their little moral victory. We take the 5-minute penalty. They got a great power play. They score. Then we take another penalty. They score. And we had a lot of hockey left. That was a big goal. Sorensen, made the play to get us going, and Brodsky and Meyers finish it off. And we think we're great. And a minute and a half later, 2 minutes later, we cough one up, and then that was it. You felt it, we dug in and we were fighting, but it just, there's some awful bad goals in the second period that went in, and then you're really chasing it, and
pulling Jack
for a brief moment. Yeah, we were back in it.
Pulling Jack after the 4th, was that as much to get a spark or just to get everything settled down?
That was to get him out of there.
Eric Vigo, next question.
Bob, you've mentioned sometimes in the past when playing Notre Dame, it can be like a rock fight. Is this a week of practice and a series that you're looking forward to as a coaching staff to kind of regroup?
I would rather go back to work right now, and we got a good group in there, and we've got a lot to play for, and we've got to be excited to get back to work.
Anna Landis, next question.
Just getting close in there as well in the third period. Just what did you like what you saw out of him being able to get those reps in?
Well, the biggest thing I liked is he's probably one of the most loved guys on our team. And when we said he was going in there, that was the loudest cheer we had of the night. And the whole building was inside our locker room. So they were pulling for him. He didn't, he was completely screened on the first one. He had to make 2 saves there, and got him some playing time. And he's a good goalie, and more important, he's just a great kid. And we just, it was good to get him in there.
Our next question goes to Drew Cove.
Hey, Bob, obviously with losing Jackson early on was not ideal, but just how much did that really alter kind of the shape of your lineup, especially penalty kill and just rolling with your lines going forward?
I'll tell you, he's our number 1 penalty killer, and he and Ben Meyers, we got an awful darn good penalty kill, and that's cost us now since Christmas a couple times when our top 4 guys take penalties, and we've given up a couple goals, since the Christmas break, and that had a big impact in our game. We moved Reedy back to center. He hadn't been there for a long while. If we could have just held it, after the first period, because we were playing pretty even except for the bad goals in the second period. We just needed to hold the game in, and we weren't able to do it.
We'll go back to Jess Meyers, and we'll take last call for questions for Coach.
Bob, you're probably sick of praising the Badgers, but Dylan Holloway with 5 points tonight. Obviously, he's kind of on his game right now.
Yep, I thought he was outstanding all weekend.
Anna, go ahead.
Bob, you said that this series or the way this went sort of blindsided you guys. Will that, or like this outcome, will that impact practice looking forward to this week and how you sort of run practice this week?
I honestly think that the truth of it is I'd like to sleep on this one. And I want to sleep on it. I want to take 24 hours and watch some film and digest it and then get back to work. But I don't see. My first reaction is, you know what, we've got to keep the ship even keeled right now, and where we just came off a high streak and now we're at a low streak. Let's get back to even keel because we know how good we can be.
Brandon, tough weekend. What do you try to take away from it and move forward?
Yeah, obviously it's really tough. Not much to say about it. We have to find a way to start with last night. Honestly, we got to find ways to win those 1-1 games, and obviously the penalty tonight to start the game, we can't let them go on the power play. And those 2 quick goals, it's not easy, especially to win hockey games when you go down like that. But we're just gonna flush it down the toilet, and we got to prepare for another big weekend against Notre Dame, and go from there.
Is Notre Dame a good opponent for you guys to face after a weekend like this? It's not going to be a run and gun game with them.
I think any game is going to be, a good opponent from us from here on out. I think we know how Notre Dame plays pretty well now. We're going to be a lot more prepared. It's we're going to have games like that. It's going to be tough, and we can't just show up ready to go. And we're definitely going to learn from this. And like I said, this is we're flushing down the toilet, and we got to get back to go for hockey and what we're capable of playing like.
Brandon, your coach said Closer is one of the more better liked guys in the locker room. What did you think when you heard he was going in for the third?
That gave us energy. As bad as it was going into that second intermission. Obviously been going down 6-1. It's not easy, but when you see a guy like Closer get the nod to go in between the pipes, it's obviously exciting. And he's one of our heart and souls of our team. He's an unbelievable teammate. He comes to work every single day, doesn't get the recognition he deserves, and it's an unbelievable guy, and we're happy that he got that chance.
Randy Johnson, do you still have a question?
Yeah, sure do. Brandon, what was Bob's message to you guys after the game and going forward and getting this back on the track?
Yeah, like I said, we just got to forget about this. We've all been in games like that in our careers, and I've been in games like this as a Gopher as well. So, it as bad as it happened, it's obviously it's really tough, but like I said, it's a learning experience. We just got to remember that we're still, we're a really good hockey team. We feel it in our locker room too, and we got unbelievable camaraderie between everyone on our team, and we'll get through it and come back stronger.
Brandon, there's a lot of talks that Dylan Holloway could turn pro after this season. I'm guessing you'd be in favor of that, not seeing him anymore?
He can do what he wants. I think it's no matter when you're playing Wisconsin, no matter who's on the ice there, it's it's going to be a good hard game. And yeah.
But the weekend he had, especially tonight, 5 points. He's one of those guys you have to account for, I assume.
Yeah, he's obviously a really good player. Obviously all those first rounders on that team are unbelievable players. So obviously when he's on the ice, you got to be aware, and obviously Caulfield and all those guys like that. So good player.
Anna Landis, do you still have a question?
Yeah, just in the first few minutes of the game, before it got so lopsided, with the penalties and the the major and the scuffling after saying, discipline was going to be really necessary tonight. What was sort of the message on the bench to try and like refocus after that sort of not discipline?
Yeah, obviously, their power play is obviously, it's a really, really, really good power play. So when you go through that 5 minute and only come away with one goal, I mean, it's obviously giving away one goal is not it. But at the end of the day, when you start a game like 5 minutes and you get another penalty, 2 minutes after that, it's not easy. But we had to focus on ourselves, and we got that goal to make it 2-1, I believe, and that kind of gave us some hope. And like I said, we've all been in games like that. I felt calls could have gone our way a little bit, but it's hockey. It's the part of the game, and we just had to get through it.
We'll take a last question from Eric Vigo.
After watching this game, I had a hard time not thinking about that North Dakota series from 2019. Do you remember anything from that weekend that you took away and bounced back with?
Yeah, I thought that was a really good learning experience for us last year, especially just how young we were last year. That was kind of the good first test for us to realize, when those top teams, they really show the play every night. And I remember that second night, I thought we played a lot better game, more of a 1-goal game type thing. And, it was a war out there. So, I don't feel that it was like that tonight. I think, I think just a couple bad bounces and it kind of got away from us, but it's still, that's not a goal for hockey. And, we're going to fix that. And we're going to, get back to work on Monday and we are going to turn this thing around and get back to what we were playing like.
Ben, what was the message from your coach after this one, and what do you take away from a game like this?
We've all been in situations like this before, and it's a long season, and we've had some success, but at the end of the day, the season's ramping up here. We got playoffs coming up, and we're working towards that. And he just said, we're going to regroup and we're going to be a better team the rest of the way.
Ben, obviously not the result you guys wanted tonight, but when you scored that goal, and to have fans in the stands and hear them cheering in that moment, how did that feel like a turning point?
Yeah, I think the game was either 2-1 or 3-1 at that point. So we're just trying to get back in the game, and not what to say. It was not much good out of tonight. So.
Eric Vigo, go ahead.
Ben, last night it felt like there were just a couple mistakes that let the game slip away. Tonight was maybe something different. What was it tonight that just wasn't clicking for you and what makes Wisconsin so difficult to play against?
I'd put it all on us tonight. We didn't show up ready to play. Quite frankly, we just didn't compete hard enough, and I think that's what happened tonight.
Any additional questions for Ben Meyers?
And just how nice for you guys was it to see Closer get in there for the third period? What did that mean to you guys?
Yeah, right as soon as we heard he was playing, everybody was up, and we wanted to do everything for that kid. He's such a great teammate, and everybody loves him, and just a real unfortunate spot for him to be put in there. And we were all trying to do our best for him.
And with Holloway, with the night he had with the goal and 5 assists, do you just kind of tip your cap to him at some point?
Yeah, I'm not even going to answer.
Got it.